Good morning. It's coffee time. While I'm sitting here enjoying a nice cup of coffee, I thought I'd share some wisdom with you. Today, I want to talk about a concept I call maintenance blocks. Have you ever heard of them? Probably not. You're probably too busy, pushing the limits all the time to consider a concept like this. But when you've been in the iron game as long as me, I think you'll appreciate this concept. So, first of all, what is a block of training? A block of training is just any kind of group of sessions you put together that tries to take you from some level of skill you are now to some new level of skill, right? So that means pushing things like you want to build muscle size, you want to build force production, you want to build, velocity potential. A maintenance block is where, you maintain some kind of aspects of your performance. Now, where maintenance block for me I use is during the strongman season. Right now, I'm in a maintenance block today and for the next several weeks and couple months as I have contests lined up. Now, what does this mean? So essentially, what I want to do is if I have, 4, 6, maybe even 8 weeks in between these contests, for me, I'm about 4 or 5 weeks in between my next two contests. What I want to do is focus on maintaining my strength and size. And the only thing I'm going to try to build up is the expression of my strength and basically the strategy and tactics that go into my sport so that on contest day, I'm able to, have an optimal performance. Why I use maintenance blocks like this is because there's not enough time in between contests. Like, let's say now I have 4 weeks. There's not enough time to first recover. So I took about a week after the contest to recover. I would say my body's not fully recovered, but obviously the next one's coming up, so I got to get into it again. And then before that next contest, I'm going to want 1 to 2 weeks to taper into it to try to dissipate fatigue and recover from training. And so if you only have 4 weeks, and I just said, 3 of those are essentially recovery, how much strength, how much size of muscle can you build in 1 week, 2 weeks of training, right? Not very much. And also in pushing the limits to try to say increase muscle size, I'm going to add extra fatigue that maybe I won't be able to pull out of myself in time by the time of my next contest, right? So I learned this, this isn't a new concept. I learned this from pro strongmen that I've interacted with in the past, that when you have, such short times in between contests, mentally get into a maintenance mode, right? So I'm going to eat when I need to maintain the calories that I need to maintain the strength and size of my muscles. And I'm not going to do crazy amounts of volume on exercises. I'm actually not maybe even going to drop the amount of exercises, which I'm doing. And I'm just going to focus on how do I get those specific skills that will be at the contest in a state where I can express them the best, right? So for me, that means just focusing on a couple of skills every training session, very low volumes, right? Maybe one working set, maybe a bunch of singles, but something where I'm just focusing on those skills specifically. And then that is my maintenance work, right? So I don't, just by doing that amount of work with those few specific strongman skills, it keeps my body overall strong. It keeps all the mass that I've put on. It keeps the force potential there. And I'm just basically honing in on those, particular skills that are going to be coming up at the next contest. So anyways, that's all I got to say about it today. Try a maintenance phase. Honestly, it's harder mentally if you're someone who's used to pushing the limits all the time. But I found through, trial and error, and also from talking to other professional strongmen, that this is really going to help any kind of athlete that, has this short window in between contests. I mean, Look at other sports. Do you think people who play football are trying to push the limits of building strength and size in between each week of the football season? No. They maintain those things throughout the season, and in the off season, then they build up, right? So it's not a new concept here, but it's maybe one you haven't heard of, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you. All right, well, enjoy your coffee. I know I'm going to, and best of luck with your training. Take care.